We are here at the Integrated Intelligence Operations Center of the JMPD in Johannesburg. This center monitors about 500 cameras across Johannesburg. Recently, a new reaction unit was introduced. We came to find out how the center works.
Someone is breaking the shop. It looks like there is someone who was busy breaking in the shop.
Chief Tembe, we are here in the Integrated Intelligence Operations Center of the JMPD, commonly known as the CCTV Center. Tell us about the center.
In this center, it controls about 483 cameras in the inner city. Not only in the inner city, but that includes Yeoville, Berea, Bramfontein, and including Vilakazi Street in Soweto.
Now, you monitor real-time footage 24/7. What are some of the major crimes that you've been keeping an eye on?
The major crime that we see in this CCTV, it's mostly hijacking, robberies, smash and grab, and sometimes when people are driving in the inner city, people get robbed because of the congestion. Remember, we've got an issue with M2 East-West, whereby the bridge is being reconstructed. Criminals run under these stores. And then when he comes out from the other end, he's got another shed because they know. And then it causes a problem. Hence, we have established this CCTV reaction unit.
I'm responsible for the IIRC, which is the Integrated Intelligence Operational Center, which is currently based at our headquarters in Martindale. Yeah, people would ask, what does it mean, intelligence and integrated operational center? At the end of the day, the integrated means we work with various departments in the IIRC, and the intelligence part is that we're running analytic platforms on all our CCTV cameras. However, currently what we're doing is running it 24/7 as an operational environment. If you look behind us, you'll find there's SAPS members sitting there. There's members from EMS, there's members from JMP, there's members from Pick It Up. Why do we have these members in the control room? It just cuts down on the response time. So should we pick up an incident on the camera, we will then reroute that to the necessary department, and they will dispatch their units to respond to these complaints. We emphasize that our response time to any complaint in the current conditions during the peak during the day could be anything from 5 minutes to 10 minutes. This is how we deploy our resources within the CBD. Yes, where do we get the information? Obvious from our colleagues from the South African Police Services. They would then make sure that on a weekly basis we meet and say these are the crime spots and this is where we deploy. When we come to the integrated part again, it's about the operational platforms. We have 4 operating platforms within the IIRC. Why? Because when we engage with our external stakeholders, we would give them the opportunity to tap into one of those operating platforms, and then we will be able to view their live feeds. Because if we only had one operating platform, it will become a costly exercise for external stakeholders. So the city wants those external stakeholders to bring their feeds into the IIRC. As I said, currently we have 481 cameras. We're busy upgrading most of these cameras. When we started the project in 2008, it was an analog project, and now we're moving over to high definition infrared system, IP, at the costly exercise. I can say out of the 481, at least 300 is now fully digital of these cameras.
Which areas are you monitoring?
Currently, there's a variety of areas. Our focus is currently in the inner city, your Braamfontein area where the students are, and the university area. You know, the Braamfontein has become a university area with the quarters for them to stay in. And then after you get your Hillbrow and your Yeoville as well, because of the substances that are sold in those areas. So currently we're concentrating in the inner city due to the M2 that's closed. And then obviously, as I said, the Braamfontein and the Hillbrow and Yeoville area. Although our cameras are placed in Soweto as well, Vilakazi Street, we have cameras in Jeppe Street, Fordsburg, so we're moving into the suburbs gradually.
Recently, we saw some unrest in Yeoville. I'm told that footage was very helpful to JMPD as well.
That's correct, where the Yeoville police station was attacked. Unfortunately, it is not available now for the public as there is cases that's been investigated by the South African Police Services. So they will contact us and we will make that available for them to do prosecution on those that caused serious damage to the infrastructure of the police station.
Your operators must be very vigilant. You need to be very sharp, very alert.
Yeah, these operators were all vetted before they started. They get vetted once a year. Most of these operators have got 8 years plus experience, so they come with a vast experience. The nice part is that now we're assisting him with the analytic platform that will pop up in the back to say you've set the analytics for this, either for a number plate or people loitering around, and it will just make it easier for the operator.
Explain to us, so the minute an operator sees something happening or suspicion that there might have been an attack or a possible robbery, what happens?
It's very important question what you're on. We don't want to be reactive, we want to be proactive. Now, should we see people loitering around, the officers will then call the reaction unit to investigate why these people have been standing 2 to 3 hours at a certain place, why are they wearing hoodies. We will then zoom in registrations in the vicinity to see, has any of these vehicles been cloned, is it on the lookout list for either a stolen vehicle or whatever it might be. So it's very important. Should we then see that there is something wrong, we will then communicate directly with the officers and dispatch them to that. But like I said, we are proactive, so we dispatch them already to go and see what is happening there.
How effective is this center?
I think if we follow the media now, since we've got the reaction unit that a dedicated team to the IIRC, we can talk about the successes. I think currently we're standing above 45 successes since we introduced the unit on the 14th of May this month. And I must also say thanks to our colleagues in the South African Police Services that plays a vital role in assisting us in these crime initiatives.
This is an incident where a motor vehicle was involved in an accident and it was left by the driver on the side of the road. The suspect saw an opportunity to commit crime, and we're going to see suspects walking through the vehicle. Just now, here's the first suspect. They're going to steal a spare wheel and some items inside the vehicle. There's another suspect there. Our operators were monitoring this camera for some time after the accident took place, and they realized that these guys are stealing inside that vehicle. Our reaction unit from CCTV was dispatched to the scene. The suspect managed to steal some of the things, and then they walked away. Our CCTV reaction unit were given a description of the suspects, of what are they wearing and which direction they took. Then these suspects were later arrested by our reaction unit team. They were arrested out of camera range because now our team already had a description, so they managed to arrest them out of camera range. And they were later taken to Loveday and Anderson, where identity parade of the suspects was done for court purposes. Here's the two suspects and the officers that arrested the suspects.
Director, are we finding criminals even vandalizing the cameras, and how are you protecting them?
We are very fortunate. Some of the cameras have got UPS batteries in. We're now moving to that era as well, where we have, because of the power outages we have, then those cameras will still run for an additional 4 hours till the power comes on back.
Are you able to detect the registration numbers through the system, and how easy is it to pick up a stolen or hijacked car?
As I explained to you earlier on, the analytic platform, they call it the ANPR, automated number plate recognition. It talks to a database. That database has all the information that we require. Is it cloned, stolen, or outstanding fines, or whatever? The moment we zoom in, it will pop up to say this is the history of the vehicle, and if we find there's anything outstanding, we will notify the officer. So we're actually the eyes and the ears for the officer in the field.
Big Brother is watching. Is that your message?
Big Brother is definitely watching, and Big Brother is going to make a difference in our CBD.
After the break, we joined the reaction unit on patrol.